When you started this, I said it didn't matter which side you moved everything to. You could have the 0 on the left side or the 0 on the right side, okay? Because one of them is either going to wind up negative. So if you move this one over to this other side, then that means the A would be a -1, okay? Or if you chose to move this one over, then the A would stay as a +1, and then the B would be a -1. But regardless, you're going to have the same answer at the end, okay? So I'm moving this one over here, okay? So I would have a negative x squared plus 144x equals 0. Okay, so my A is what's in front of the x squared, so that's going to be a -1. The B is what's attached to the x, so that's going to be a +144. And then what is my C? 0, because there's not a coefficient there, right? Okay, so now plugging it in, I'm going to put in a negative what? What do I put in first? -144, because it's a negative B, right? And it's positive, so it'll change it to a negative because the equation is negative. Okay, then plus or minus. Okay, then underneath I would do what for that number? Square it. So I have 144 squared, and then -4 times A times C. Okay, so this would change this to a +4, but anything times 0 is 0. Okay, so really just that right side goes away. Okay, and then divided by 2 times A, so that would be a -2. So if you switched this to this side, you would still have this, but I believe you would have a positive if you did that. Okay. Okay, so then from there, you would square 144, and then get a big number, and then take the square root. But if you notice, there was something that we learned that were opposite of each other. Okay, so here we have a square and a square root, right? So if that is all that is left, it just undoes the square and the square root, which would just leave 144. Okay, if you don't notice it, that's fine. You would just get a really big number, hit the square root button, it takes you back to 144. Okay, okay, so then now we don't have any square root left. So it's a -144 plus or minus 144, all of that over a -2. So on these, you're going to have several of these today. Yesterday we had all radicals that we simplified down. This one there's no radical left. So you actually go through the process to get the 2 answers. So this, you're going to take it through going with a positive. So it's really -144 plus 144 divided by a -2. A negative and a positive, these are going to cancel each other out, make it 0. 0 divided by any number is just 0. So that's one of my answers. Okay? And now you run it through with a negative. So really that's a -144 minus 144 divided by 2. Okay, so if I added those with the signs the same, that would give me a -288, right? Divided by -2. Okay, so that would change it to a positive what? 141, because it's 288. Some of you did the divide by -2, divide by -2, you'd still get the same answer. You'd have a -72 and a -72, right? Which adds to give you, or actually positive, because it's negative.
So we did the 72 thing, like you said.
So you would have divided this in, right? So a negative divided by a negative, which would make it a positive 72, even if you left it here, you still have a plus and a minus. Okay, and then a negative divided by a negative would be a positive 72. So adding those two still gets you to there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then on top, you would have had a -72 and a positive 72, still gives you 0. So yes. So your 2 answers are 0 and 144. So if there's no radicals left, you are simplifying it down all the way. Sometimes it'll be a fraction answer. Like you might simplify the top and get 2, and on the bottom you still have the 3. Okay, so the answer is 2/3. Okay, this one divided it there evenly on the bottom. Okay. All right, so you're just writing on the ones that we did. I don't care if you use scratch paper to do it and then just write your answers on there. That's up to you. But if you ask me questions and don't know what you did wrong, it's kind of nice to have that scratch paper so you can see what mistakes you're making, so we can catch them early on so that these get easier. Okay. So this will be due tomorrow. I will check the ones we did yesterday. Okay. So don't dispose of those. I want to know who actually took notes and who didn't. Okay. All right, and then the practice worksheet. On the practice worksheet, when you get it, 14 on both the sides will be extra credit. Okay, they're doable. Okay, but it's your choice if you want to do them or not telling you how much. Okay.
What are extra credits? Sorry.
14 on both of the sides.
Okay.
So this. Okay.
What were the numbers on these? So I know I was 56. Which ones? What numbers this one?
This one you wrote yesterday was 64. Yeah, 64. Okay, so 14 on both sides are extra. Okay, this is about what happened if you're going to move.